Hey everybody, it's Mike, Rocky Ridge. It's been quite a while since I made a video since the 7th race, the 500-mile race. But I'm just letting out the young birds this morning, and they're starting to find their wings. Their 10th flight is pretty much, I'd say, about a quarter of the way grown in, and so that's, so they have all 9 plus a quarter of the 10th, and apparently that's good enough for them. They're going to start flying now, and this is probably about the third, say maybe fourth time that they decided to give it a try. So it's wonderful to see them all get up in the air. They haven't stayed flying for long, but pretty soon they'll start to range and all that good stuff. I've been separating a lot of my older birds, trying to get them organized for next year, and I just have too many, so I'll probably start putting some of them on the website. It's just really hard because I have them all for a reason, and but I'm just going to have to weigh it out and let some of them go. I put five female Trentons in here yesterday, and so I can't fly these birds anymore because Trentons have never flown, and that, of course, that's my race team right there. So, but I needed the holding space as I separate all the birds and go through them, and but anyway, yeah, the birds are flying, and couldn't be happier. I don't like birds sitting around on my roof. It's kind of annoying in a way, but I just had to wait it out. I knew that they would come around eventually. So as you can see, things are going well. If we can get them, some of them haven't flown. You can see they're separated from the flock because they're not at that point yet where they flock up. So I had a failure on this cage over here because these are getting old and dilapidated, and the door fell open, and one of my white breeders got out and was gone for 3 days. It had never flown before. It was a cockbird, one of my best, and I was a little upset about it, but after 3 days it came back and I was able to walk it in, so that was great. I've been saying for quite a while I'm going to tear all these out and rebuild it and make it like that side, but I've been so busy. I don't even know how I could be more busy. But anyway, I got birds going everywhere, all singles, flock, lazy. Yeah, it's fun to see what they do. That's why I like young birds so much, because they're all clumsy and figuring things out, and it's fun so much fun to watch them learn and see what they do. But it is really quite hot this morning, so all right. Well, this is the following day. I wasn't able to do any more recording yesterday, and the birds have already been out this morning, and I called them all in, and 3/4 of them trapped in. Yeah, I'm starting something new today. I'm going to be flying them twice a day. So as soon as they're done flying, which they only flew for like 5 minutes or something this morning because it's really, really humid out, and they all had their mouths wide open when they landed. But so I called them in, and all the ones that were hungry trapped in, and then I had about maybe 20 or 30 that went and sat on the roof, and apparently they weren't hungry, so I sent them back up, and there they are right there. I flagged them up because if they're not interested in food, then they're going to keep flying, and when they do come down, they'll probably trap in just out of thirst. That bird right there, Quite an interesting bird. Pure white. It's a Roger Morvitz, pure Morvitz, pure white, and it doesn't do anything that the other pigeons do. I had one that was a full sibling to that one a few years ago that acted the same way. Just didn't want to do anything that anyone else did. Let's see, where is it? Right there. And it does fly. Flies pretty good. Its nestmate that I'm talking about a few years ago, I would take them out on a training toss, and it would go one way and the whole flock would go the other way. And sometimes when I got home, it would be here already. It was the strangest thing. But yeah, these guys are getting some good exercise. Apparently they got plenty of energy and they don't need food. So so what I did was I gave half the amount of food for the ones that trapped in, and then later on this afternoon, like about 8 o'clock, because it doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock, about 8 o'clock I'm going to release them again, fly them. Hopefully it cools off, and then they'll get the other half of their food and start over next morning. I kind of have to be careful when I flag them, because you know, you can spook them off. Sometimes good, strong, healthy birds, they'll never come home again if you frighten them too much with the flag. So I ran the flag way over there, and they you know, they were on the roof way over here, but that's how much it frightens them. It's a black plastic bag taped to a pole, and I'll tell you, you got to be careful with that flag. You'll lose birds. These aren't going to get lost because, well, there's no guarantees. You know, you never know what happens with these birds. The whole flock could go somewhere else for the rest of the day and then come back at the end of the day. You just don't know. But seeing how I got a couple that are coming down landing, it might bring down the rest. But anyway, they're getting stronger. It would be quite a sight if all 100 of them would fly in range together. That would be a good day. Right now they're just building up. Like I said, they don't have their 10th flight yet, which isn't really a problem. They don't need it. I had birds last year that went through the molt and missing a lot of feathers, and didn't seem to affect the length of time that they fly or anything. Yeah, I know some of the guys I race with, they don't really consider the birds in the molt when they send them for the races. They just send them, and you know, they probably won't win, but they consider it a training for the birds, just a homing training, you know, and then hopefully in a week or two they'll have their feathers back and do really well. So anyway, that's what's going on around here. Just training young birds, which is my favorite thing, and hopefully we can get these guys flying. The ones that don't fly a lot will end up learning how to fly when we start doing the training tosses. Sometimes those end up to be your best birds because they don't know what they're doing, and they absolutely have to find their way home. And sometimes you can create a good bird by pushing them a little. I had a tiger grizzle, a really beautiful tiger grizzle, the other day that when I flagged them, didn't come home till the end of the day, almost nighttime. And so now I have a good bird. It's gone through an experience, and it knows it wants to be home. It used its homing ability, all that kind of stuff. And you know, sometimes good birds are created rather than hatched. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll start to get back to making more videos. Like I said, I've been so busy, but thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one.